How much better is it than it otherwise would be when you've got Byron and Dan in the team? What do they bring into the setup?
Oh, for the team, obviously I'll start with Byron. He brings leadership, passion. Just an all-round leader. He can talk you through a game, and Dan, obviously, we know he can give him half a chance, he'll score. I've seen it from nothing. He's just scored worldies, and that's what I think they can bring to the team.
And then you sort of alluded to it there, but is there any sort of big lesson you've learned from having them alongside you? Obviously, you're more of a full-back-ish, say wing-back, so yeah. I suppose it's more from Byron's side, but what's the biggest lesson you've learned from them? From
Byron, I've learned leadership. Obviously, talking, communication is a big thing in men's football. And yeah, just my all-round game has improved with Byron. Obviously, I've been here, must be 8-9 years, played with Byron from young, so yeah, having him there has been a big positive to my game.
And then, this finally, if you had a bit on the more jokey side of it, if you had to use one word to describe them, other than loyal, what would it be?
Warriors.
Okay, that's all I needed, mate.
Nice one.
I need to. So, I'll put it here. Individually speaking, in you being a striker, the fact that you've scored 300 goals for a club in general is quite impressive, but does it add more weight that it's a club so close to your heart?
Yeah, definitely. For me, when I used to come to watch Sholing when I was younger, I used to enjoy that. I used to just enjoy travelling away with the first team and my two brothers playing and that. And I never really thought that I would get to that level. And then as I started progressing through the reserves and actually started becoming a key player, and I remember when I first got my first call up to train with the first team, and that was amazing for me. And then I got a call up that I'm in the squad, and every time I hit a new milestone, it was just it felt special. So to now have the most goals in the club's history, with the amount of strikers and ex-pros and the level of players that this club's had, and I'm top of that list, and hopefully for the rest of my life top of that list. Yeah, so it's amazing.
And then more widely speaking, the fact, not let's say part with the goals, but to be part of a dynasty, that is a dynasty, let's be real. Yeah. How good does it feel to be part of that, as it's so rare at any level of football?
Yeah, it's amazing. If you think about it, well, By probably more, but for me, myself, I've probably been a part of 3 or 4 different squad buildings, so different, with different managers, we've gone through so many different players, just to see where it's come from. Don't forget, when we first started playing, it was like a grass pitch with a pole around it. And to see where the club is now and where these lot are taking it even further, to still be a part of it is just special. And I appreciate every moment, because obviously careers don't last long. There's going to be that time where my time's over. So for now, I'm just going to enjoy it as much as I can.
So you followed sort of into the next question there, but how proud are you to be a part of this club, and how far it's gone from, obviously, as you say there, grass pitch and a pole, from Wessex League up to where they are now pushing for National League South?
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think it's something that won't hit until I probably stop playing, and I'll sit back and look back and see the progress of the club. Even now, when memories come up on your social medias, and it comes back of when we're playing on the old pitches and that, and in front of 50 fans, and now you look at it, we get a good gate. We've got so much going on at the club. We've got a lovely pitch. When in the highest league we've ever been in, hopefully looking to get into the playoffs of that for the first time as well. So every year there's a new achievement. There's more progress, and just for me and Byron, I know that we just want to just push this as far as we can. So then when the next generation, the next lot of teams and the next leaders of the change room come in, they can then take it to the next level.
So I want to just take you back to Weymouth at the start of the season. How good does it feel then when both of you manage to get on the score sheet in games like that?
Yeah, I love it. I think when the other person scores, we're just as happy for each other. At the end of the day, we're brothers, so we're the closest in the squad, and we want to see each other succeed. So every time I've scored, every goal I can remember, By's always one of the first ones to come and be with me, or I can see him running up from the back. And same with me, even Paul Town away when I wasn't playing, he scored the header, and I was almost running on the pitch and that. So we want the best for each other. So to be a part of that with each other is just special. And obviously we had our other brother Barry, who was here for years as well. So there was even a game where he scored and I scored and By scored. It was the first time it was ever done at a certain level. I think it's the highest step where it's happened where 3 brothers scored in the same game. And again, that's something that comes up on the memories now and then. It's something good to look back at.
And then when you don't want to be rude here, but when the time does come that you've got to hang them up per se,
Yeah.
what would you obviously still be involved in the club? That's a given. But how would you want people to sort of, if someone asks someone, first word that comes to mind, first phrase that comes to mind with the Masons, what would you hope they would say?
Leaders, I think, because it's not only on the pitch, it's around the changing room, it's showing that kind of ability to and that determination to stay at the highest level. We've had so many people who's come and drop off and everything, but for us to lead and lead by example and stay at this level as high as we can, yeah, that's what I just want to be remembered for.
That's it, mate. Cheers for that.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
And you know, I'll do it like that. So individually for you, you've obviously made over 700 appearances for this club now.
Yeah.
So that with that added to the fact that it's so close to your heart, what does that actually mean to you?
It means everything to me, to be honest, because I come here as a youngster. Never really had intentions of leaving, to be honest, because I've always, like, me and the manager's always got on well. The old manager, Dave Diaper, he brought me to the club. Yeah, so I just think there was no reason for me to leave. We've always been quite successful as a team, so yeah, I just thought,
And then more widely speaking, as I alluded to earlier, how does making that, as well as it's not just you that have, apart from your family that's been involved in this club, it's almost like a dynasty, let's say, and that's almost a rarity in any kind of level of football. So does that hold any more weight, that it's not like it's a whole family thing?
Yeah, so my older brother was here first.
Yeah.
So my oldest brother, he's obviously a bit older than me. He was here first, and like my other, like one of my best mates called Marvin McLean, who's got the most appearances. He's on 800s. They were here first. So it was just natural for me to come here, because obviously it's easier when you go into a change room when you've got family there. And then my little brother come through the 16s, the 18s, and into the first team. So yeah, but having three brothers play for the same team, it's always good, especially on the pitch together. But I feel like we had that family feel, because not only was it that our manager and his son was in the same team together, and then us three brothers in the same team together. So it's always just been a massive family, to be honest.
And then you said there you've been around for ages, your family has. So and then you've seen quite a lot of development here, let's say. So how proud are you to have been, let's say, an instrumental part on the pitch? I don't know what you've been like off the pitch, but on the pitch, how proud are you of your involvement in the development of the club, all like from Wessex League up to where they are now?
Oh yeah, so proud. We've always felt like we were better on the pitch than we were off the pitch, in terms of we had a very good team. We knew we could climb the leagues, but it was just off the pitch we couldn't do it because the facilities wasn't good enough. They've obviously got that in place over the last 10 years, so that we can actually start moving up the leagues now. And obviously what's happening around here at the moment is just setting us up to move to the next level.
Okay, because you play, let's say you and Dan play at opposite ends of the pitch. He's a striker, you're a defender. I want to bring you back to the Weymouth game at the start of the season. How good are games like that when you both managed to get a good performance in that game? You both got a goal.
Yeah. So it was a great result. I think he scored as well? Did he?
Yeah.
He scored? Yeah. He scored.
Yeah.
And then I obviously scored the winner going down. Obviously, we went down to 10 men. And to score the winner, and then scoring with your brother on the pitch is amazing. Like, I think we done it. All three brothers done it a few years in the league below, where all three of us scored in one game, and I think it was like it made history or something like that. That three brothers in that league, right, in that level of football, scored together. So, but me and my little brother still scoring goals together. Obviously I'm older. I'm close to retirement. He's a striker. He's always going to score goals. But yeah, it's just First and foremost, it's about the result, but secondly, when you look around and see you're still scoring goals, you look right, that's good.
So, and then when you've sort of brung it on today yourself, but obviously when in 20 years' time, let's say, in the rough ballpark figure, when you both, let's say, not as much on the pitch, but you're still around the setup, what would you hope someone would say about you?
I would just hope that, they can look at me and say I gave my all every time I stepped over the pitch. I've been captain for a long time, so for me, being around the players and understanding the players and just being someone to talk to is massive for me. Obviously, keeping that family feel in the club is what it is. But yeah, just really just looking back, just saying that I gave all, to be fair, to this club, and I feel like playing over 700 something games is the proof said that I have given them all.
There you go, that's all I needed, mate.
Perfect.